Sideline of goal! Lane Winner's doing it! They're gonna take! He's gonna bring down 30! Alone with a double kill! Dropping fast! Bonavoid's there! He's still alive! Wait, second slide! He's going one side! He's going a second! He's taking it! They're overtime! On three! They're all dead!
Hello, friends. Welcome back. We've got a nice match on our hands. Complexity versus Leviathan. The clash of the titans as it's become. This is it, man. This is the final game of our first series, and I don't know who's going to take it. Complexity's still the favorites, but Leviathan, they've shown that they have some of that complexity antidote. I almost said anecdote. Antidote.
I know. Complexity were the
poison.
#1 team, the boot camping squad, the Han boys that have battled their way through the group stages only with one loss, that being to Leviathan.
Yep.
And Leviathan, they took the first game. Now Complexity come out big in game #2. We got to find out which team's going to advance. Losing team, they're not out yet. They will be able to go into the lower bracket and try to battle their way out from there, but this is still a big game with lots of momentum. We could just as easy see one of these two teams make it all the way to the finals.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and look at the draft here. Hey, it's going by pretty quick. These teams, man, they know what they want. And they'll scoop it up quick. Leviathan, they get the first pick, Brewmaster, so they scoop it there. Centaur and AA grabbed by Complexity, and there's the Disruptor again. This hero making a big showing this series.
They really love their sunken Disruptor, and as we point out the first game, typically Disruptor would only be grabbed in a situation where he kind of counters back someone like a Bat, like a Wisp, like a Tinker. But Leviathan favored Disruptor and his crowd control capabilities and his team fight overall, that they'll just get him regardless, even this early. I mean, they did ban it last time. Complexity did save it for the last ban, so Leviathan probably want to play it safe and make sure they get a hold of it before the ban potential's there. No surprise, Complexity ban out that Pudge for the third game straight. We'll not be seeing a Jenkins Pudge this series, but I think that's a smart call to make.
Yeah.
But with that first pick advantage, they get a hold of Shibby's Brew. We saw what it could do in game #1. He was not even... I wouldn't even say that was his best brew. Like, that was just like a mediocre brew. He got the work done. It was enough. The synergy was kind of a bit awkward because they had a lot of melee cores. But this time, you know, maybe he looks to bounce back even stronger. Leviathan follow-up to get the third pick, Nature's Prophet here.
Remaining.
You know, immediately I would think this is going to be their off-lane grab, but really it's Leviathan. You never know what to expect.
Remaining.
Yeah, certainly. Now, Nature's Prophet, their third pick. And there you go, Jakiro for Complexity. So both teams...
Core Jakiro?
Yeah, expanding the repertoire here. It's either a core Jakiro or a core Ogre. And I think the Jakiro is a little more likely. I'm trying to think if I've seen Complexity do the core Ogre, and I don't think that I have.
No.
Although
more than likely, this is going to be a similar, like, universe kind of style. Just a core Jakiro overall, but it looks like it's going to be a core safe lane Jakiro, because they already have Centaur here.
Yeah.
Unless it's a farming Centaur in the same way we've seen some other teams do. Even Vici Gaming have rolled black on a farming core Centaur Warrunner from time to time in a safe lane if needed. So lots of versatility. We're perplexed as far as what the hell Complexity is doing. I'm sure Leviathan feel the same way. Seeing this Jakiro, it kind of leaves a bit in question as far as what's happening here, but there's some fair synergy here for Complexity. They already have the Ice Vortex, which adds a bit more to their magic damage output, which Ogre certainly has, and of course Jakiro. So they could definitely do a lot of work, but Leviathan can just kind of grab into some of these heroes like your Wraith King now, who can survive the huge burst potential of Complexity and still keep on fighting, plus could be natural BKB holders and prevent all that big magic damage.
So Wraith King, there he is.
This is probably a core Wraith King, mind you. Leviathan love to run a core Wraith
They
King.
like the core Wraith King. So that's like your Shredder hero there?
Yep.
Okay. Now, the core Wraith King is kind of weird. It's a very polarizing topic. If you did a poll of pros, some of them would say it's total ass, and some say it's pretty good.
It depends.
The caveat, though, is he really needs that time in the mid game to come online. He's got one of those heroes that has those kind of. He's a camel. He's got those two peaks. One is very early on, you know, great stun, slow, some crits.
Yeah.
He's hard to deal with in those like maybe levels 1 to 10, and then it's like that 11 to 16 stretch where he's so kiteable. His ultimate's still on a long cooldown. He still doesn't hit that hard, but if you can get him to like level 20, get those 3 or 4 core items, oh man, that core Wraith King is one scary mother.
Yeah, and he has lots of late game potential. Now I'm curious, these bans are going to be really interesting, and they're anticipating as well it's going to be a core Wraith King because they ban out Skywrath Mage, so Complexity do know how Leviathan like to play their Wraith King. Now, what do they do from here? Do they still get a mid laner and grab something like a Viper for Swindle Melons? I'd be surprised if Leviathan don't ban out the Viper here. Remaining. But if Complexity do pick up something like a Viper, their late game is fairly non-existent. Your right click only coming from that Viper, and Leviathan have huge late game potential.
Yeah.
So
I mean, maybe it'll be like a 2-2-1 with
Anti-Mage is a good ban too.
Yeah, like a Jakiro mid farming with one of the supports, and then they'll grab like a hard carry to go in the safe lane for Moon Meander. Slark was the first ban. Okay, I think that's a smart one.
But they have to pick someone who can help out going against this Wraith King, and if it is a Swindle Melons hero, it needs to be someone who can go to work on this mid lane brew. Or at least hold their own on this mid lane brew. So, and has late game potential because they're lacking a bit of that. But more than likely, this might be Moon Meander's hero. I don't see Moon Meander playing a lot of these heroes regardless, and it is huge late game. It's going to be a Medusa grab, so are we seeing an Ogre in the mid lane, or is this a Jakiro mid lane?
I'm not sure who Swindle's going to play here. It's going to be one or the other. Both are interesting. I mean, the core Ogre is a lot of fun. We've seen it be very successful. Root Gaming, the team that is kind of done, I guess that's sort of what they're known for, is their core Ogre. That's quite scary. But I will say from Complexity, I would label it almost a misplay not to grab the Skywrath against the Brewmaster. They don't have any silence here, and they don't have anyone that's going to be able to control this brew in that early mid game. When if he gets a 10-minute blink, I mean, what's stopping that brew from just coming in and getting those splits and hitting you with rocks?
He's got Cyclone at the ready. He could throw up the Medusa, take care of everyone else, and leave the Medusa for last. And I'm curious what Leviathan are going to do here. If they want to do something to counterback Medusa, they could get a support Nyx just for that little bit of extra mana drain at the start of this one. They have a second support to work with, a lot of valuable options out there. Hell, Coddle has mana leak. Why not even go for something crazy like that? It's anti-push as well, which Jakiro brings up a little bit, but we'll have to see, man.
Coddle guy pushing for a Coddle pick?
I don't think it's going to work.
I call shenanigans. I think you're in cahoots.
I don't think it'll work, though. I mean, hey, you can give mana to Wraith King where he might lose a bit of it, and he'll always have the reincarnation there and at the ready, but
hey, there you go.
More than likely, I mean, we could even just see the Sand King again. That is a possibility. It's still there and at the ready, and you know, it brings a bit of team fight impact there.
I mean, I think Sand King would be okay. I just don't think they'll do it because of how poorly it went last time. I think that was just enough of a deterrent.
Hopefully this time they would know that Complexity would consider invading, and they would be there at the ready. But I mean, you're right here. They're waiting a bit. 15 seconds. We're waiting. This is game number 3 of this best of 3 series. Leviathan have the last pick to take it to Complexity and finish out their draft, and we'll find out what our team roster is going to be here going into it. It's going to be a Vengeful Spirit here, grabbed up by Nusham immediately. A little bit of minus armor. Great stun lockdown capability. The swap there defensively if necessary. You know, on the back end, if Wraith King does get caught out the first go, they could save him. Shredder grabs that Wraith King. It is a core Wraith King here. Moon Meander Medusa. It's good stuff, but we'll have to see where it goes from here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I like seeing the Dusa. We don't see her all that often, but still pretty potent. And well, a hero that has won some games. So, all right, here we go. Game 3, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll get it underway. Let's see. Already Complexity moving as a find unit right towards the Leviathan jungle. But look at Leviathan this time. They know they're going to go right towards the bottom. This time they are not going to go on the offensive. They bring all 5 here. We might potentially see a 5-on-5 clash to lead this game out. Who has the better level 1? AA is on the side of Complexity with that chilling touch. He's the furthest behind right here. They got Ogre in the front lines. Oh boy, here we go. Shredder, His Majesty leading out the front line charge. Here we go. Stun. They're going to be thrown out on Z-Freak. Moon Meander right there. He's on Centaur. They take down Shredder immediately. This is the chilling touch damage coming through. They take down Moon as an exchange. 1 for 1. It's a rumble in the jungle coming out. Shibby, can he get away from this? No, he cannot. He also falls. It's Leviathan that are now on the run, trying to desperately get away. Sunken splits up from his ally. He's beelining it right towards this tower. They can't quite catch up. It's Complexity to take down 3 all day for just their 1 Centaur.
Yeah, what a great way for Complexity to start off this game. And already that's about 1,000 gold, 300 experience lead for the Dire side as they come out way ahead. Who actually gets the first blow? It looks like Ogre drew that first kill, but Swindle even got one of them on the Dusa. So
they switched it up, man.
Fabulous.
Moon Meander is going to be farming as a core Centaur. In the top lane, Swindle will be the Medusa player. In the mid lane this time, I was thinking about it while you were kind of going off on a certain thought, and I was like, man, they could always switch it up, put Medusa in the mid lane. I still thought it was going to be a Moon, Medusa, and then they could throw Swindle into a side lane position, maybe playing Jakiro, but they're going to have Swindle play the Medusa, and they're just going to let Moon Meander farm on his own, and they're going to go with an aggro try to really contest Shredder's farm in this Wraith King. I love the call from Complexity.
Okay, and it looks like kind of a roaming Ancient Apparition for now. Limp will be on the Jakiro, that's that Z-Freak on the Ogre, and Bloody Nine, what are you doing, you sneaky devil? Looks like a potential courier snipe could be inbound. He'll just park it on the high ground. This little Roshan here, Platinum style, still just hanging out.
Leviathan love their expensive couriers, having both the Golden Doomling and the Platinum Roshan. Worth of what, like 1,500, 3K? Some crazy amount of money like that?
Some absurd amount of money that I can't even fathom why you would pay for it.
It's bottled up, it's en route. Bloody Nine is going to have a sweet Platinum courier pickoff here.
No, now it's turned into the Smeevil. Sorry.
Oh. Uh-oh.
It's going to walk right
it's
by.
It's going to go right across.
Dire Vision.
Hey, how's it going there? Boom! He's got it. He's got it. Complexity come out big early on. They take down the courier. Your bottle's going to be out for Shibby. And this is a lane where your Brew should be able to have the upper hand against this Medusa, but now he's brought back down a notch.
You see right away, as soon as they take the courier, Swindle's like, all right, let's get some licks in. Starts poking him with arrows, squishing him up, make him go through that regen, because he knows he has a good 3-minute window where this Brew ain't going to be bottle crowing jack shit.
Oh, this is a big grab.
That on top of those early kills, this is heaven for Complexity. Yeah, to get things started. This is really great.
You know, but we question as far as how they're going to be able to move into the late game. They have a strong presence in the early game with the AA, mid game Centaur, Moon Meander. If he can throw together a good time Blink Dagger, he'll be there.
Looks like he will
to
this farm.
You know, divert attention onto himself and allow Swindle to be the one to farm out of control and bring it in that late game.
Bottom lane, Limp gets initiated on. Jenkins will come on down. TP's aggressively taking tower shots, looking for the body blocks. Can't find it. Limp almost jukes into the tree lines. In comes Z-Freak. Jenkins still taking some tower shots. He may burn down to the fire. He does. Ogre gets the kill there. Now Z-Freak, he'll take the same path, but this time they've got Vision. Almost bring him down. He lives. Now Limp's back in the party. Hits Sunken with a dual breath. Maybe he can find this. 2 points in the liquid fire. Shredder, no mana, but does come back aggressive. And that's where it'll end.
No, not good for Leviathan, though. They have Nature's Prophet. Get in on the action. If they got just the one pick-off, it would be good, but they go only 1 for 1, and during that whole time, Moon Meander continues to farm up on the Centaur top lane. He has got a really strong start, and this is going to be scary once he puts together that early bit of farm. Leviathan, they're going to have a lot of trouble for him here, and Jenkins now might be caught out. Moon sets up a really nice hoof stomp. He's going to go in the front of him to block out and get a few extra shots in. It's over here. One more right click. That range, though. It's a ranged double edge. The blood's on the floor. Jenkins gets picked off, and Moon Meander benefits from a huge grab right there. He now has his Tranquils and 600 gold already invested towards this Blink Dagger.
Absolutely. This will be so scary for Leviathan now that this Centaur is just out to the races. He's got Tranquil Boots and 700 gold at the 3.5-minute mark. I mean, we're looking at like an 8-minute Blink Dagger or something like that if this keeps up. He's just in free farm heaven right now, and it's to the point where the tree or the Nature's Prophet can't even really contest him. Jenkins is relegated to the jungle now at level 4.
And your top CS is Swindle on this Medusa in the mid lane. 19-5 to Shibby's 13-1. He's
like your ultimate late game hero, winning the early game laning stage. That is always a recipe for a disaster.
Props to Bloody Nine. Bloody Nine, their stand-in. Now, they originally had Riser on their roster for Complexity, who I believe was also there at the house with them, but unfortunately he had been suffering from a back injury, so he had to step out, and they got Bloody Nine, who was formerly of, what team was it? Gerg Squad, maybe? I can't think. A team that did drop out.
That is a tricky question when you're talking NA Dota.
I'm rattling my brain. I believe it was them. It was either them or Infinity Stack. I think it was Gerg Squad maybe. But anyways, he stepped in as the new fill-in for Complexity. He's now on the roster and has been fighting with them now for the good portion of, I'd have to say, 4 or 5 games now. 4 or 5 matches. And
yeah, I think this is probably...
Hey, he's opted. He went from an off-laner to support. He's been putting in his work here as now they're going on Shibby. Shibby goes down, and it even gets better for Complexity in this mid-game. Jenkins even has to rotate here to try to aid and about, but he can't really. And now he'll just kind of take a bit of the solo farm. Your courier is back up here for the side of Leviathan, so Shibby will be able to get his bottle now in the base, but he is now very far behind.
Yeah, this is really bad for the Brewmaster. Swindle's basically doubling his farm. He hasn't been able to crow at all, and now he's been picked off twice. 0-2-1 Brewmaster before the 5-minute mark. This is just atypical of what you expect of this hero. I mean, right now Leviathan have 4 heroes in the mid lane. That's how desperate they are to get something done. 2 supports smoked up, but what can they do? They're only level 2 on Sunken, level 3 on Nusha. Maybe they can get a kill on Dusa.
Yeah, they're going to turn the corner here. Now, Swindle is very far forward, feeling this advancement, but look who's coming in from behind. Nusha leads it off with the stun. Can they follow with more here? Flat,
Stone Gaze.
Ooh, the very nice kinetic field prevents Centaur from being able to aid Swindle, but with the rotations coming in, it's Complexity we're going to counterfight back, and they take down Jenkins again. They also can get a kill. Nush in trouble here. Runs to the high ground here. They can't quite catch up. He puts himself into a corner and out. But once again, it's Leviathan, desperate for a gank, desperate for a kill. They can't get it. Moon aids and helps out with the Stampede, plus the quick reaction TPs from Complexity. They're looking damn good in this early game. Real damn good.
They didn't even lose their Dusa there. A Swindle just keeping its wits about him, grabs that level 6 Stone Gaze, and just stands his ground for the most part. I mean, he moves up to the high ground, but able to turn it around. Great communication from Complexity, great reactions. Their supports were all ready and waiting with their TPs. And now 7-2. Do we even dare look at this gold graph? 4,000, 3,000 experience.
You want to look at something scary? Look at Moon Meander. 35 and 16 on his Centaur. He's got about 1,800 gold at about 16 minutes in, or 6 minutes in rather. This Centaur is going to be scary.
100% beast this game. He hasn't even completely come online yet, but maxing out that double edge and. Yeah, 8 minutes, he's going to be wreaking havoc all over this Radiant side. Now, the core Wraith King's been doing all right. Shredder has been able to pick up some decent CS. He is number 3 overall.
Second needs his level 6, too, to make sure he can't get taken down easily.
He's close. Looks like they could be thinking about a gank on him before that happens. Will they actually be able to do it, though? Support is inbound, and no, he'll survive. Z-Freak is hasted, comes in for a couple of licks onto Sunken. Now Nusha maybe gets left behind, but Kinetic Field will stop him dead in their tracks. Hey, Swindle's here. He's joined the party. There's your Stampede to catch up. Z-Freak in the front lines, but Ice Path on 2. Nusha will try to turn around on the Z-Freak. They get the kill there, but it'll cost them both the Radiant supports. Now Shredder manning up on Limp. It'll cost him everything.
He goes down. He's also close to level 6, but not close enough. Swindle, double kill on your Medusa, rotating to the bottom lane. They don't even need Moon Meander involved in this, aside from his Stampede, which makes the easy setup of that double Ice Path. Oh, it just continues to get worse here for Leviathan. A staggering early game and a dream start here for Complexity. Yeah, there's your Blink Dagger. It's complete. If Moon Meander wants to bite, he can, and he does. That is a 7-minute Blink Dagger, Tranquils, your 1-in-1 Centaur.
Yeah, that's basically your ideal timing right there. Net worth, I mean, just you look at this Dusa, number 1 on net worth at 4.1k. Next highest on the Radiant is the position 1 Wraith King, but at only 2.6. I mean, Swindle's farm is just already out of control. This is like a fighting Medusa. I mean, how often do you see that? He's even gone for the phase boots here for some extra damage.
Oh, they want top lane. Jenkins, they jump forward with that Blink Dagger. They'll take down your Nature's Prophet. There's nothing he can do. Your Blink Dagger going right to strong use there from Moon Meander. They take down Nature's Prophet. It has been a struggling game as well for your Jenkins Nature's Prophet. He is 1-4, just finishes out his phase boots, but he is just not finding the momentum for himself to try to really contribute to this team.
Yeah. So 11-3 at the 8-minute mark. Obviously, Complexity way far in the lead. Jakiro finds level 6 in the bottom. Tranquil Boots probably looking for a Yule Scepter next. The standard core item on Jakiro these days makes very easy Ice Path setups and staggering stuns off that. Here's what item build Shredder will go for. I reckon a Blink Dagger first item, maybe in his future. But this is where, I mean, I worry in the mid game where Wraith King is just. How is he going to deal with this? Once he's trying to farm, like he gets a Blink, maybe gets a Blade Mail, starts working on that Maelstrom, but
well, they're banking on that their Chibi was going to be able to be a lane dominator, be able to do what he does in the mid game as a Brewmaster. Him together with your supports and your Vengeful Spirit, maybe they can try to find some pickoffs, and then Shredder wouldn't have to worry about getting involved. He would just try to farm. Shredder normally on his Wraith King can find a lot of early farm where he gets a Midas and then goes right for the Radiance. This is not a Radiance game for your Wraith King, and this is not the momentum you typically want. He already goes down 2 different times. He does have his level 7 now, so it's going to be harder to take him down, but it's very apparent that Leviathan's game plan not going off to where they would like, and it's Complexity there kind of just doing what they want this game. They're smoked up here. For the first time, Moon Meander leaves the top lane. And now he wants to blink forward, gets the stomp here, Sunken, and immediately bursts it apart. It doesn't take a whole lot of muscle to take down your very underfarmed and behind Disruptor, and it's Complexity finding another easy kill, 12-3 now.
Yeah, easy pick off there. And meanwhile, in the Radiant jungle, the rest of Leviathan kind of grouped about, and Complexity could possibly look for another initiation. Moon has that Blink Dagger ready, and Z-Freak nearby. Only level 5 on the Ogre, but okay, not going to find any other pickoff. So 12-3 as we approach the 10-minute mark here. Things still looking all systems green here for Complexity.
Now Brew does have his Blink Dagger here after he cleans out this wave. He's got it now. Immediately buys it.
Pretty good timing, actually.
He needs to do something with it. This is...
I mean, 10 minutes, given that he's already died twice, I think that's decent recovery from Shibby.
I mean, he's been focused in this mid lane, just kind of putting his eyes on the prize, which is getting a hold of the Blink Dagger, so props to him for that. But now is the crucial point where he needs to put this Blink Dagger to strong use. He needs to be able to get the splits happening and just find some kills. Put attention on himself and allow Shredder to build up the farm and try to contest Swindle, who's been having a fantastic game on the Medusa. Now going right for what looks like a Lincoln Sphere kind of a build. He has the Perseverance already.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So bottom tier 1, they will glyph it here in the last second, but Jakiro will secure the last hit there. So first tower kill of the game, going the way of Complexity. A little bit extra gold under their belts, and yeah, Swindle going for this kind of awkward build right now while it's in the state of flux. Basically no stats besides the Wand and the Aquila, and Casual Perseverance, not really known as a value item. So rather squishy, but we'll see it. We'll see it pay off sooner rather than later for sure. As he moves into the Ancients here, has that maxed out split shot, and we'll get a nice triple stack here. Big fatty for this Gorgon to farm up.
And they're happy to go for this, even in exchange for what looks like possibly a tier 1 tower top lane. Leviathan investing a lot up here, seeing if anyone's going to rotate for any sort of defense. AA is just going to throw out a casual Ice Blast. It does connect very nicely on all 3 of them, but only level 1. It's not going to stop them from a whole lot, so they'll continue muscling down this tier 1 tower. It does not look like Complexity care at all to even go for any sort of defense. They have Swindle bringing in lots of farm on this Ancient stack, and it gets so close to that Lincoln's at such a fantastic time. Moonmeander even picks up the casual cloak here. He might even go right to the pipe here on his team. I don't know if the magical damage is of abundance here on Leviathan, but just getting a pipe for that little bit of sustain certainly doesn't hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, the bottom lane here, yeah, Limp about to take out this tier 2 tower. They lose their tier 1 up top. Wraith King will get the kill there. Some TPs in down bottom. It's Shibby, gets off the split. Tower still goes down. Oh, doesn't split. Will cancel it. No. Was he ever trying to split? Maybe not. He doesn't have any mana. I don't know why I thought he was going to split. Anyway, Stampede away. Complexity get a tower, and they kind of make out like bandits here. Mid lane, they'll pressure this tier 1. Moon comes in, just well, say hello to your reincarnate.
Just showed up via TP, and they just immediately take him down. Now he does have that Blink Dagger, so he just.
It's a level 1 reincarnate though, so it's
200. That's a lot. Oh my goodness.
It's like
260 seconds.
You got like 5 minutes here before he'll have that second life.
Oh, bummer. Didn't want that, but thank goodness he did invest in that 1 point as he TP'd in. It was like, hi, he's in mid lane. Hi, you're dead.
Hello, friends.
Welcome to mid lane. My name's Moon. Why don't I go ahead and just beat the fuck out of you real quick? All right, great.
Wow, Jakiro with 2,400 gold. I wonder if Limp will indeed go for the Yules.
Yeah,
usually you'll see a Jakiro buy the pieces to kind of build up for it, because it does have such an easy build up.
You'll get in one swoop here in moments.
Yep.
You got to get the Yules, though, on Jakiro. It's just like such a
I was thinking maybe he'll go back for mech. That's kind of the older way to play it, mech on Jakiro if he's getting some farm. I still think the Yules is better, but
even a Centaur could have grabbed a mech on this one, but it looks like Moon's going to prioritize maybe the pipe first. But yeah, I agree with that. But
I don't think they need a mech, but I think if they wanted to get one,
I think Yules is so good though. Even if you catch out the Brew, you might be able to lock him down quick enough where he can't even get off the split. So yeah, we'll have to see.
McGee here, he's got the point booster, 1,000 gold, so his farm looking okay. Mentioned that cloak on Moon Meander, and Swindle, he's really close to his Lincolns now, just about 200 gold away. Jakiro will TP out from farming the Radiant Jungle. This is Bandit. Look at Shredder. This is a sad Shredder right now, just looking around for some neutrals and not finding much. He does have a Blink Dagger now, though, so Shredder at least has some jump abilities.
But your typical Leviathan game with a Shredder Wraith King is him, like, almost invested into a sacred relic by now. And then you're like, oh my goodness, what is this Wraith King doing? He's going for a Radiance. And you're like, oh, that's crazy. But every time he's gotten that Radiance, Leviathan come out big. But this game is Complexity, who just kind of have taken control of the early game and have neutered his farm quite significantly.
Yeah, that's the perfect word here. They have cut off his skeleton testicles and thrown him in the dumpsters. He just has no dominance here this game. Yule's Scepter is complete on Jakiro, though, so Jackie, he's ready to fight, has that reset tool, and can find some initiation. He'll just burn a casual macro pyre here in the mid.
Yeah, it's only 60 seconds.
Yeah, no big deal. He's feeling good, man. He's feeling fresh.
More importantly, it's being able to start building up that liquid fire, which is at level 4. These towers they're going to crumble pretty dang quick here. Now Leviathan's support's still trying to get level 6. Disruptor would love to have that static storm ability. Even without Ags, it adds so much. The silence could be so crucial in these fights as far as getting something together, but they got a ways to go here. Even Vengeful Spirit finally just gets her level 6, but that's only for a level 1 swap, and the AoE on that is very, very minimal. But if you need a quick save, she will now have that available.
And they get the tier 1 tower mid. It is Jakiro that gets the last hit. Shredder comes in for the deny and can't even get it. So looks like with that complexity, we'll just rotate towards the top, take out this last remaining tier 1, and just continue to slow roll it. This is classic complexity here. Get ahead early on, pick a more greedy lineup where you have a hard carry, and just sit back, enjoy your farm as you move into the mid game, and let your Dusa get bigger, badder, hit the gym, get that 6-pack going on. Got to get the 6-pack back.
Summer is a-coming.
Summer is, yeah. Medusa's got to look good in her bikini here.
I don't know the Dota world, I guess, but for the rest of us, we're wrapped up in this extremely cold house. But
the rest of us in this hemisphere, at least.
They're pushing on down here. This tier 1 not going to be able to stand much longer if there's not going to be any sort of defense coming out. But we already have Vengeful and Jenkins on his Nature's Prophet here, trying to do what they can to prevent complexity from getting too much going. Shredder's going to farm up that push bottom lane. He sees Swindle come in and immediately blinks back just in case there's reinforcements there. But yeah. It's still a lot of complexity controlling the map. Shibby, after he got that Blink Dagger, I was looking for him to try to make some plays happen on his brew, and still waiting. He's 0 and 2 and 1. Top lane might have to be the spot, though. They take down the tier 1. It's Moon pulling out the Stampede, jumps on forward, quickly takes down Vengeful Spirit like she's nothing. Just a Spirit of the Dead now as Jenkins trying to get away. Ice Path is going to catch him. He gets locked into a corner. Big double edge, and now Nature's Prophet falls. It's a quick 2-man takedown for nothing, plus the tower. For complexity here, Z-Freak gets the dub.
Just further asserting their dominance and continuing the dream. 3-2-2 could be a reality this game. Call Guy Twitch chat. Oh God, that'll get orgasmic. Watch out.
Oh, the dream.
The dream is real. Ogre's dreams are real though. He's got himself an Aghanim Scepter. Look at this big boy. 16 minutes in and
wow, that's a 16-minute support.
Yeah, he's position 4, man. He's got 43 less hits, but he's 8-1 and 5.
Holy crap.
This Ogre's been in like every kill. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Shibby, Ice Path, Macro Pyre, a little bit of the fire and ice.
Oh, he's going to go down. Double Edge would shatter him easy, and he does. Oh, no. Leviathan, man.
This brew can't do anything. I mean, Shibby is completely shut down.
This is a rough game if you're a Leviathan fan. This has been a struggle since the start, very much similar to the last game. It's very apparent Leviathan, if they can't get the ball rolling early, they do have a bit of a struggle to try to recover here, but it's a long game ahead of us here. Lots of rubber band potential with complexity having such a significant lead at being past the 10K mark. You really never know if Leviathan can throw together a decent team fight and pick out some of those bounties. They can get a lot going for themselves. Yeah. But 12,000 look good.
12,000 golden experience in favor of complexity. Nothing showing signs of that letting up anytime soon. I mean, LVT just, in the first game where they turned it around, they had this wonderful draft that gave them the ability to do that. You have a Faceless Void, you have a Disruptor, all these heroes with great catch-up abilities. Here they just don't have that. You got this underfarmed Nature's Prophet who sort of went for this right-click build, but not so much. Moon coming in, pump fakes the stun. Now the split comes off. We'll be able to hit Limp with a boulder. And maybe Limp will go down here, gets an Ice Path on to Nusham. And Z-Free comes in with the double. They trade 1 for 1. Now Moon in the front lines looking for Jenkins. Was hit with the Ice Blast. Not going to find a shatter, but Moon will bring him down. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, Bloody Nine still taken out by the boulder, but Shibby back in brew form, stunned up by Z-Freak. There's some unrefined Fire Blast to play with.
One more right here. Bang!
Good night, sweet prince.
Man, oh man. Complexity do that, mind you, with now any of assistance from their Medusa. Leviathan also, they don't get much of assistance from Shredder's Wraith King, but Complexity coming out big in that fight. They move down this mid lane. They're going to have some pressure on this tier 2, and their lead continues to advance so much more. Moon Meander stepping away from that core position 1 farming kind of a role, and really setting the pace on this Centaur has been so huge for him. He got so much farm in the early game, and he's been putting the mileage with that Blink Dagger ever since then. For someone like Shibby, that was the biggest significance we've seen from him in this game.
Jenkins, he gets caught. He tries to TP out, but he gets interrupted, and yeah, now Jenkins just gets chopped down. Godlike streak for Moon Meander. Even Swindle, he's stealing the Radiant Ancient stacks. They're getting literally everything on the map. Now a deny on the tier 1 tower mid. Swindle, he gets scouted out. Will they jump on him? Nope, they just can't punish
it. This is quickly getting to a point of no return as far as how far ahead Complexity are getting in this one. In the mid game even, I mean, they already have the late game, I would say, advantage with the Medusa, who's put together a really good farm. Lincoln's, now Yasha, 1,300 gold. You look at the opposite side for Shredder on his Wraith King. He's got a Blink Dagger already and an Ogre Club. And only about 1,600 gold. Is he stopping off along the way to get a BKB first and foremost? That's good and all, but the damage output is not going to be that great. And he's going to be constantly kited about from Liquid Fires coming in from one side. Fire Blast now up to 4 times multis could be coming in shortly from your Ogre. I mean, given it is only level 1, or level 2 rather, multi with Ags, it's still heavy burst here. Yeah. He's got to get that BKB first and foremost.
And now they're tanking up. You've got the pipe on Moon Meander, so all that magic damage LVT put out, maybe tickling a little bit. And Limp, he's now got a Blink Dagger on the Jakiro to go with that Yules.
Ooh, Shredder makes a jump here on Moon. Is he thinking he can get something done himself? He's going to need a lot more help, and there's the help. Kinetic Field, they drop Static Storm, Moon Meander immediately pulls out the TP, the swap's going to be there, and the Glimpse back to be safe. They invest all 5 and a couple of ultimates to take down the big bad Brad, but they do get it.
Yeah, Brad goes down, he uses his pipe.
Pretty good bounty swing.
Yeah, tries to TP out. How much did they get off that? Okay, about 1,600 gold. Beautiful pick off. Moon, get a little overzealous with the haste and you see that pretty commonly with pros. You get the haste and you get that feeling of invulnerability. I'm just so fast. But against the Disruptor, yeah, he counters that rune just a little bit ski there with the silence. And good pick off nonetheless.
So Shibby, who had gotten his Blink Dagger and Vlad's already, got about 2k gold put together now after that grab. And we'll have to see if he's just going to go straight for that AC again and go more utility on his Brewmaster, or if he needs to try to step it up and be able to get a lot. And it is going to be the AC. Grabs the Hyperstone right there, heads right back into the lane, but they're going to need a lot more of those kind of kills, and they're going to need it without expending so much.
Yeah, that's the big problem here. I mean, Complexity, sure, they conceded a couple of deaths, but they're still farming so effectively and still stealing Ancients, limiting where LVT can farm. I mean, just look at this. They're moving into the LVT jungle right now, clearing out their neutrals and just taking control. Looks like the Manta, yep, on the way on the Courier there for your Medusa. And Limp, he's looking for some initiation here. He's pinging out this mid lane. They're ready to go. Blinks forward, Yules, Ice Path, Macro Pyre still on cooldown. That hits him with a dual breath. Glimpse here onto your AA, but it's Sunken that gets initiated on. Moon Meander, pipe on, and he will ultimate forward. Trying to find the right target. Bench swap, doing a number on him, but Macro Pyre comes out. Shredder goes down. There's your reincarnation. Moon may actually fall as Shibby blows him up, but Limp returns the favor. They lose their edge and Brew back-to-back. Now Shredder stuck inside of the Ice Path. He'll go down. It's a 1 for 3. Complexity. They come out swinging, and they'll be the team on top.
They only lose Moon, and they get a lot out of it. Now they're pressing forward. This Tier 2 will not be able to stand Liquid Fire, and the right clicks beginning to build on up. Swindle, putting that Manta now to strong use. As Jenkins is one of the lone defenders, gets caught out with the Yules. Ice Path combo. See you later, Nature's Prophet. Jenkins hits the deck, and now Complexity stride themselves into the base, taking the high ground. Only your Disruptor left, and I gotta tell you, Disruptor did get caught out on the side. His Static Storm really didn't contribute a whole lot. It was Complexity's fight to win. They got it, and now it's going to be their game to take here. And this series altogether, as they're looking to advance on forward, and unfortunately for Leviathan, they're looking at the end of the road. Now they will be able to move into the lower bracket, and they will be able to fight on, but as far as having a winner's advantage, that's not looking so good.
Yeah, they're going to have to play some extra games if they want to make it to that grand finals for the one slot to make it to the Summit 2 by G2A.com. Tier 3 tower and Rax have gone down in the mid lane. Now the fight will break out. They're looking to make a defense after their barracks have gone down. Nushim will be the first to fall. Shibby gets off the Primal Split around the backside, goes on to Limp, and
Shredder goes down. Right here, Swindle tries to get a hold of him with like a Mystic Snake or something, but can't quite get him. But yeah, he would have.
Shredder lives. Limp very well may live here. They're doing some damage to these little pandas. Bloody 9 stands his ground. Swindle coming in. And Shibby goes back into Brew form. He will find the kill on the Ancient Apparition, but it will cost him his life. They'll chop him down. Now a monster kill streak for Z-Freak, and they're not done. They know that Shredder has no ultimate. Sunken, he TPs right into it. Gets the ultimate off, but he just goes down right away. Now Z-Freak moving into the base. Some multicast. The dings are coming out like crazy. If Shredder falls here, he'll be in trouble. Down he goes. Buybacks aplenty. One on the Disruptor, now one on the Brew. They find the kill on the Nature's Prophet, and Jakiro ends up getting picked. Leviathan, they're on their last leg, and their last legs are falling apart. Shibby.
Another buyback coming out from Vengeful. Are you kidding me? Complexity got this game. They move on through. They easily clear out the racks, and they take down a couple of these diebacks. They even take out the Venge for a second time. Shuby does get a double kill, but he falls again, but he's out for good, and that's it. Complexity win the first series of the America playoffs, and they will move on to face the winner of Navi US and Not Today.
5 buybacks in that last fight. 3 on the Radiant, 2 on the Dire. Wow. What an epic way for that game to end, and what fun final game to that series, seeing the solo mid Medusa tearing it up in the laning stage and just being a beast all the way throughout. I mean, perfect game from Swindle. 6-0-14 on a Medusa.
I mean, I wasn't quite
sure. In a 25-minute game.
When I saw the Medusa pop up, I wasn't sure how they were going to do it. I mean, there were small thoughts that maybe Medusa would go in the mid lane. I would imagine that Leviathan were just as curious as far as what the game plan was for Complexity.
Yeah.
They all move into that big rumble in the jungle at the start, and ever since then, man, Complexity get a lot out of it. They don't let up. Moon goes up to the top lane on his Centaur. He has the time of his life because Leviathan feel more pressure to try to take those kills back. Nature's Prophet goes away from that top lane, gets involved in some kills bottom lane, but that leaves Moon to get an easy timed Blink Dagger, and he just controls the game from there. And
to be perfectly frank, though, I mean, that early skirmish certainly helped, but I think what really sealed the deal was that early courier pickoff. Brew had his bottle delayed by 3 minutes. They get the courier kill, the extra gold for that, but the problem here is Brew was their tempo controller. You look at this draft, and he's the one that they needed to get the fast blink, move around, get some kills, make space for Shredder to really come online as that Wraith King, and losing that bottle just crippled him. And he recovered, still had a 10-minute blink, but after that, there were just no windows. You know, he played kind of a lackluster Brew, but I don't know that it was his fault. Complexity just moved around and didn't give him any good openings.
I think they just got everything they wanted from the game. They got a great first engagement. They got the bottle. They got the lane they wanted for Centaur to get the farm, to get a Blink Dagger, and they made enough space to even more so. I mean, Swindle could have just taken that time to keep farming up till it was a guaranteed win, but Swindle even got involved in fights and got a lot out of Medusa and never went down once.
Yeah,
it was their game from the get-go.
700 GPM on that Dusa. Very well played by Complexity. So, all right, that's our first best of 3. We'll have our second one, Not Today versus Navi US, coming up in about an hour and 15 minutes. So 4:30 on our time. That's 7:30 p.m. on the Eastern Coast and middle of the night for y'all in Europe. So, sorry, but we're going to have another best of 3 coming. So, Complexity moving on to the winners finals, and we'll see Leviathan. They'll be facing off against the loser of Not Today and Navi US for elimination in our first match tomorrow. But I'm Zayori, that's Cattle Guy, at Zayori TV, at Cattle Guy on Twitter, and of course at Beyond the Summit to stay up to date with the tournament and all things going on here in the BTS studio. Thanks for joining us, and after this long break, we'll be coming back for our second series of the day.
Take care, folks.